Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we are going to talk about something very important, something that can completely change the way you speak English. Let me ask you a simple question. Why is your English still not improving, even after learning so much? You watch videos, you learn words, you understand grammar, but when it comes to speaking, you still feel stuck. You still feel slow. You still feel unsure. Have you ever thought that the problem is not what you are learning, but what you are not removing? Yes, sometimes improvement is not about adding more. It is about removing the mistakes that are silently holding you back. Small habits, wrong patterns, unnecessary things. These are the real barriers. And today, we are going to uncover them one by one. Stay with me till the end, because this video can completely transform your English speaking journey. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Translating from your native language. Let's start with one of the most powerful and most hidden mistakes. Translating from your native language before speaking English. This habit looks simple. It feels natural. But it is one of the biggest reasons your English feels slow, confusing, and unnatural. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. Someone asks you a simple question in English. Instead of answering directly, your brain first goes to your native language. You create the sentence there. Then you translate it into English. Then you speak. What happens? You take more time. You feel pressure. You lose confidence. And sometimes your sentence comes out wrong. This is the problem. Now imagine the opposite. Someone asks you something. You understand it. And you respond directly in English. No translation. No delay. Just a simple, clear answer. What happens? You feel faster. You feel more confident. Your English sounds natural. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Translation creates two major problems. First, it slows your thinking. Second, it damages your sentence structure. Every language has its own structure, its own way of forming sentences. When you translate, you try to force your native language structure into English, and that creates mistakes. For example, in many languages, people say sentences in a different order. When they translate directly, the English sentence sounds strange. Sometimes the meaning changes. Sometimes it becomes completely wrong. This is why many learners say, "I know English, but I cannot speak." The problem is not knowledge. The problem is the method. Let's break it down clearly. When you translate, your brain is doing extra work. Step 1. Think in your language. Step 2. Convert into English. Step 3. Speak. This process is slow and stressful, but fluent speakers don't do this. They think directly in English. Their brain is trained for it. That is why they speak smoothly. Now you might think, but how can I think in English? I am a beginner. Good question, and the answer is simple. You don't start with big sentences. You start small, very small. Start with simple thoughts. For example, instead of thinking in your language, try this. I am hungry. I am tired. I want water. I am going home. These are basic sentences, but they are powerful because you are training your brain to think in English. Let's go deeper into practice. Look around you. See things. Name them in English. Chair, table, phone, door, window. This may feel very basic, but this is how your brain starts building direct connection with English words, without translation. Now move one step forward. Describe your actions. I am walking. I am eating. I am opening the door. Again, simple sentences, but now your brain is learning to create thoughts directly in English. This is how fluency begins. Here is another powerful technique. Talk to yourself. Yes, talk to yourself in English. When you are alone, describe your day. Today, I woke up early. I went outside. I met my friend. It does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be direct. No translation. At first, it will feel difficult. You may get stuck. You may not find words. That is normal. That is part of the process. Do not go back to translation. Stay with English. Even if you use simple words, it is okay. Simple English is powerful English. Let's go even deeper into mindset. Many learners feel comfortable translating because it feels safe. It feels correct. But in reality, it is slowing your growth. It is like walking with a heavy weight. You can move, but not freely. When you remove translation, you remove that weight. Also remember, making mistakes is okay. When you stop translating, you may make more mistakes in the beginning. But those mistakes are your teachers. They show you where to improve. If you keep translating, you may feel correct, but you will never become natural. Confidence comes from speed and clarity, and speed comes from direct thinking. When your brain stops translating, your response becomes faster. When your response becomes faster, your confidence grows. And when your confidence grows, your English improves. Another important point. Listening plays a big role. When you listen to English regularly, your brain starts understanding patterns, sentence structures, common phrases. Over time, these patterns become natural in your mind, and you start using them without thinking. This reduces the need for translation. So, surround yourself with English. Listen to simple conversations. Watch basic videos. Repeat sentences. Copy the way people speak. This is called imitation, and it is one of the fastest ways to build natural English thinking. Let's make it very clear. You don't need perfect grammar to start thinking in English. You don't need a big vocabulary. You just need simple sentences and daily practice. That is enough. So from today, stop translating every sentence. Stop depending on your native language. Start small. Think simple. Speak simple. Stay consistent. Because when you remove translation, you unlock real fluency. Your English becomes faster. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your confidence becomes stronger. And most importantly, your communication becomes natural. This is your first step, a powerful step. And once you master this, everything else becomes easier. So don't ignore it. Practice it every day, because this one change can completely transform your English journey. Chapter 2. Using unnecessary fillers. Now let's move to the second mistake. A very common habit, a very dangerous habit. using unnecessary fillers while speaking English. Words like um, uh, you know, actually, basically, like. These words may look small, they may feel harmless, but they slowly destroy the power of your speech. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You are speaking to someone. You start your sentence. Um, I think, actually, you know, I want to say that. What happens? Before you even complete your sentence, your listener loses interest. Your message becomes weak. Your confidence looks low. Even if your English is correct, your speaking sounds unsure. This is the problem. Now imagine the opposite. You speak clearly. You pause when needed. You say, I think this is important. Simple, direct, clean. What happens? Your voice sounds confident. Your message feels strong. People listen to you carefully. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do we use fillers? The answer is simple. We use fillers when we don't know what to say next, when our brain is searching for words, when we feel nervous, when we are afraid of silence. So instead of pausing, we fill the gap with unnecessary sounds or words. But here is the truth. Silence is not your enemy. Silence is your power. Most learners think that stopping for a moment is bad. They think they must keep talking without any break. But this is wrong. A small pause shows control. A small pause shows confidence. Professional speakers use pauses all the time. They don't rush. They don't fill every second with noise. They speak with intention. Let's understand the damage fillers create. First, they break your flow. Your sentence loses rhythm. Your speaking becomes messy. Second, they reduce clarity. The listener has to focus more to understand you. Third, they damage your image. You may know good English, but fillers make you sound unsure. And here is something important. Fillers become habits. At first, you use them sometimes. Then slowly, you start using them everywhere. And after some time, you don't even realize it. They become automatic. This is why you must stop them early. Now let's move to solutions. How do you remove fillers from your English? Step by step. Step 1. Awareness. You must first notice your fillers. When you speak, listen to yourself. Record your voice. Play it again. You will be surprised. You will hear how many times you say, uh, you know. This awareness is powerful because you cannot improve what you don't notice. Step 2. Replace fillers with silence. This is the most important technique. When you feel stuck, don't say, Just pause. Take a breath. Think. Then speak. At first, this will feel uncomfortable. You will feel like something is missing. But slowly, it will become natural. Let's practice this idea. Instead of saying, I think, we should go now. Say this. I think, pause, we should go now. That small pause makes a big difference. It sounds clean. It sounds confident. Step 3. Slow down your speaking. Many fillers come because you are speaking too fast. Your brain cannot keep up with your mouth, so you use fillers to fill the gaps. When you slow down, your brain gets time to think, and you don't need fillers. Step 4. Use simple sentences. When you try to speak long and complex sentences, you get stuck. Then fillers appear. So keep your sentences short and clear. For example, instead of saying a long sentence with many fillers, break it into 2 or 3 small sentences. This improves clarity and confidence. Step 5. Practice speaking daily. The more you practice, the more comfortable you become. And when you are comfortable, you don't need fillers. Confidence reduces fillers. Practice builds confidence. Let's go even deeper. Fillers are not just about words. They are about mindset. When you feel pressure to be perfect, you become nervous. And when you are nervous, fillers increase. So relax. Accept that it is okay to take your time. It is okay to pause. You don't need to rush. Also remember, communication is not about speed. It is about clarity. It is about connection. If your message is clear, people will understand you. Even if you speak slowly, even if you use simple words. Here is a powerful mindset shift. Instead of trying to sound fast, try to sound clear. Instead of trying to fill every gap, try to control your speech. This small change will transform your speaking style. Another important point. Listen to good speakers. Watch how they talk. You will notice something interesting. They don't use many fillers. They use pauses. They speak with control. Learn from them. Copy their style. This is how you improve faster. Let's make it very simple. Fillers are like noise. They don't add value. They only reduce clarity. So remove the noise. Keep your message clean. Keep your words meaningful. So from today, don't fill every silence. Don't rush your speech. Don't depend on you know. Stay aware. Use pauses. Speak slowly. Speak clearly. Because when you remove fillers, your English becomes powerful. Your voice becomes confident. Your message becomes strong. And people start listening to you with respect and interest. This is your second step, a very important step. Practice it daily. Be patient with yourself. And slowly, you will see a big change in the way you speak. Chapter 3. Speaking too fast without clarity. Now let's move to the third mistake. A mistake that many learners are proud of, but it is actually hurting their English. Speaking too fast. Many people believe that fast speaking means fluent speaking. They think if they speak quickly, people will see them as confident and advanced. But the truth is very different. Fast speaking without clarity creates confusion, not confidence. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You are talking to someone. You speak very fast. Your words are not clear. Your pronunciation is weak. The listener looks confused. They say, "Sorry, can you repeat that?" Now what happens? Your confidence drops. You feel embarrassed. You start thinking, maybe my English is not good. But the real problem is not your English. The real problem is your speed. Now imagine the opposite. You speak a little slower. You pronounce each word clearly. You pause when needed. Your sentence is simple and easy to understand. The listener understands you the first time. They respond naturally. What happens? You feel confident. You feel in control. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do learners speak too fast? There are three main reasons. First, nervousness. When you feel nervous, your body reacts. Your heart beats faster. Your mind becomes rushed. And your speaking becomes fast without control. Second, overconfidence. Some learners think speed shows fluency, so they push themselves to speak faster than their natural pace. Third, fear of silence. Many people are afraid to pause. They think silence means weakness, so they keep talking fast to avoid any gap. But here's the truth. Speed without clarity is useless. Communication is not about how fast you speak. It is about how well people understand you. If people cannot understand you, your speed has no value. Let's understand the damage of speaking too fast. First, your pronunciation becomes weak. Words get mixed. Sounds are not clear. Second, your grammar becomes unstable. You make more mistakes because you are rushing. Third, your message becomes confusing. The listener has to work harder to understand you. And most importantly, your confidence breaks when people ask you to repeat again and again. Now let's shift your thinking. Slow is not weak. Slow is powerful. Slow gives you control. Slow gives you clarity. Slow gives you confidence. Professional speakers, confident speakers, they don't rush. They speak with control. They use pauses. They make every word count. Let's move to solutions. How do you fix this habit? Step by step. Step 1. Slow down consciously. When you speak, remind yourself to reduce your speed. You don't need to speak very slow, just a little slower than your normal speed. This gives your brain time to think and your mouth time to pronounce clearly. Step 2. Focus on pronunciation. Every word matters. Don't swallow words. Don't rush through sentences. Each word clearly. For example, instead of saying everything in one breath, break your sentence. Give space between words. This improves clarity immediately. Step 3. Use pauses. Pauses are your best friend. They give you time to think. They make your speech more natural. They help your listener understand better. For example, say this. Today, I want to talk about something important. That small pause creates impact. It shows control. Step 4. Practice reading aloud. This is a powerful exercise. Take a simple paragraph. Read it slowly. Focus on each word. Focus on pronunciation. This trains your mouth and your brain to work together with control. Over time, your natural speaking speed becomes balanced. Step 5. Record yourself. This is very important. When you listen to your own voice, you understand your speed better. You notice where you are rushing. You notice where your words are not clear. This awareness helps you improve faster. Let's go even deeper. Speaking is not a race. You are not competing with anyone. You don't need to prove anything by speaking fast. Your goal is simple. Be understood. That is it. If people understand you clearly, your communication is successful. Also, remember, clarity creates confidence. When you speak clearly and people understand you, your confidence grows naturally. You don't need to force confidence. It comes from clear communication. Here is another powerful idea. Control your breathing. Many learners speak fast because they don't control their breath. They try to say everything in one go. This creates pressure. Instead, take a small breath. Speak a short sentence. Pause, then continue. This makes your speaking calm and controlled. Let's talk about mindset again. Remove the idea that fast is better. Replace it with this idea. Clear is better. Controlled is better. Natural is better. This shift will change the way you speak. Another important point. Listen to good speakers. Watch interviews. Watch simple English conversations. Notice their speed. You will see something interesting. They are not rushing. They are speaking clearly. They are using pauses. Learn from them. Copy their style. Let's make it very simple. Fast speaking may impress you for a moment, but clear speaking builds trust. Clear speaking builds connection. Clear speaking builds confidence. So from today, don't rush your words. Don't try to sound fast. Don't fear silence. Slow down. Speak clearly. Use pauses. Control your breath. Because when you remove the habit of speaking too fast, your English becomes stronger. Your voice becomes clearer. Your message becomes powerful. And people start understanding you easily without asking you to repeat. This is your third step. A very powerful step. Practice it daily. Stay aware. Stay patient. And slowly, your speaking will transform into something calm, clear, and confident. Chapter 4. Fear of making mistakes. Now let's move to the fourth mistake. This one is not about grammar. It is not about vocabulary. It is about your mind. The fear of making mistakes. This is the silent problem, the hidden problem, the problem that stops you before you even start speaking. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You are in a situation where you can speak English, maybe in class, maybe with a friend, maybe in public. You know some words. You understand the topic. But still, you stay quiet. Why? Because a voice in your mind says, what if I make a mistake? What if people laugh? What if I say something wrong? And because of that fear, you choose silence. This is the problem. Now imagine the opposite. You speak. Your sentence is not perfect. Maybe you make a small mistake, but you continue. You express your idea. The listener understands you. What happens? You feel relief. You feel proud. You feel stronger. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do we fear mistakes? The answer is simple. We want to be perfect. We want to sound correct. We want approval from others. And because of this, we create pressure on ourselves. We think speaking English means speaking without mistakes, but this is not true. Here is the truth. Mistakes are not the problem. Avoiding mistakes is the problem. Because when you avoid mistakes, you avoid practice. And when you avoid practice, you stop improving. Let's understand this clearly. Every skill in life improves through mistakes. When a child learns to walk, they fall many times. When someone learns to ride a bike, they lose balance again and again. But they don't stop. They continue. And slowly, they improve. English is the same. But many learners do something different. They wait. They think, first I will learn perfect grammar. First I will learn many words. Then I will speak. But that day never comes, because perfection is not the starting point. Practice is the starting point. Let's break the fear. What is the worst that can happen if you make a mistake? Someone may correct you. Someone may not even notice. Someone may still understand you. But your mind creates a bigger fear than reality. This is important to understand. Also remember, people are not thinking about you as much as you think. Everyone is busy in their own life. Everyone is focused on themselves. So stop imagining negative reactions. Focus on your own growth. Now let's move to solutions. How do you remove the fear of making mistakes? Step by step. Step 1. Accept mistakes. Not just accept. Expect them. When you speak, tell yourself, I will make mistakes and it is okay. This removes pressure. This creates freedom. Step 2. Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is simple. Express your idea. If the listener understands you, your job is done. Even if your grammar is not perfect, even if your sentence is simple, communication is success. Step 3. Start speaking in safe environments. Talk to yourself. Talk to a friend. Talk to someone who supports you. This builds confidence slowly. You don't need to start in difficult situations. Start small. Grow step by step. Step 4. Learn from your mistakes. When you make a mistake, don't feel bad. Notice it, correct it, and move on. Every mistake is feedback. It shows you what to improve. This is how learning happens. Step 5. Practice daily. Fear reduces with action. The more you speak, the less fear you feel. At first, it feels uncomfortable, but slowly, it becomes normal. And one day, you will speak without fear. Let's go even deeper into mindset. Replace this thought, I must be perfect, with this thought, I must improve. This small change is powerful. Perfection creates pressure. Improvement creates progress. Also remember, confidence does not come before speaking. Confidence comes from speaking. Many learners wait to feel confident before they speak. But that is not how it works. You speak first. Then confidence grows. Here is another important idea. Compare yourself with your past, not with others. When you compare with others, you feel behind. You feel weak. But when you compare with your past, you see progress. Even small progress builds confidence. Let's talk about courage. Speaking with fear is courage. Not speaking because of fear is limitation. You don't need to remove fear completely. You just need to act despite fear. That is growth. Another powerful technique. Smile when you speak. Relax your body. Take a breath. When your body is calm, your mind becomes calm. And when your mind is calm, fear reduces. Let's make it very simple. Mistakes are not your enemy. Silence is your enemy. Mistakes help you grow. Silence keeps you stuck. So choose growth. Choose action. Choose progress. So, from today, don't stay quiet because of fear. Don't wait for perfect English. Don't stop yourself from speaking. Accept mistakes. Learn from them. Move forward. Because when you remove the fear of making mistakes, everything changes. Your confidence grows. Your practice increases. Your English improves faster. And most importantly, you start enjoying the process of learning. This is your fourth step, a very powerful step. It is not just about English. It is about your mindset. Practice it every day. Speak without fear. Grow without limits. And slowly, you will become a confident English speaker. Chapter 5. Using complicated words. Unnecessarily. Now let's move to the fifth mistake. A mistake that many learners think is smart, but in reality, it is stopping their growth. Using complicated words unnecessarily. Trying to sound advanced. Trying to impress others. Trying to use big vocabulary in every sentence. But here's the truth. This habit makes your English weak, not strong. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You are speaking to someone. Instead of using a simple word, you try to use a difficult word. You stop. You think. You get confused. Your sentence breaks. You lose flow, and sometimes you even use the wrong word. What happens? Your confidence drops. Your message becomes unclear. The listener feels confused. This is the problem. Now imagine the opposite. You use simple words, clear words, words you understand well. Your sentence flows naturally. You speak without stopping. The listener understands you easily. What happens? You feel confident. You feel relaxed. Your communication becomes strong. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do learners use complicated words? The answer is simple. They want to sound smart. They think difficult vocabulary means better English. They think if they use big words, people will respect them more. But in real communication, clarity is more important than complexity. Think about this. When you talk to a child, do you use difficult words? No. You use simple language so they understand you. Now think about professional speakers, leaders, teachers. They also use simple and clear language. Why? Because their goal is not to impress. Their goal is to communicate. This is a powerful mindset shift. English is not about showing how many words you know. English is about expressing your idea clearly. If your message is clear, your English is good. Even if your words are simple. Let's understand the damage of using complicated words unnecessarily. First, it slows you down. You spend more time thinking about the perfect word instead of speaking. Second, it increases mistakes. When you use words you are not comfortable with, you use them incorrectly. Third, it creates pressure. You feel like you must always sound advanced, and that pressure reduces your confidence. Also remember, vocabulary is not just about knowing a word. It is about knowing how to use it correctly. Many learners learn difficult words, but they don't understand the context. They don't know when to use them. So their sentences become unnatural. Now let's move to solutions. How do you remove this habit? Step by step. Step 1. Respect simple English. Understand that simple does not mean weak. Simple means clear. Simple means effective. Simple means powerful. Some of the best speakers in the world use simple English because it connects with people. Step 2. Use words you are comfortable with. Don't force difficult vocabulary into your sentences. If you know a simple word, use it. For example, instead of saying, "I am extremely exhausted," you can say, "I am very tired." Both are correct, but the second one is easier, faster, and more natural for beginners. Step 3. Build strong basic vocabulary. Focus on common words, words you use every day. Practice them again and again. When your basic vocabulary is strong, your speaking becomes smooth. You don't need to depend on difficult words. Step 4. Learn new words slowly. Don't try to learn too many difficult words at once. Learn 1 or 2 words. Understand their meaning. Understand their usage. Use them in simple sentences. This builds real knowledge, not just memory. Step 5. Focus on sentence building, not word collecting. Many learners collect words like a list, but they cannot use them in sentences. This is not useful. Practice making sentences with the words you know. This improves your communication. Let's go even deeper. Confidence comes from comfort. When you use simple words, you feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, you speak more. And when you speak more, you improve faster. But when you use complicated words, you feel pressure. And that pressure stops you. Here's another powerful idea. Your goal is not to impress. Your goal is to express. This one sentence can change your entire approach. Stop trying to sound smart. Start trying to be clear. Also remember, communication is a two-way process. It is not just about you speaking. It is about the listener understanding you. If your words are too difficult, the listener may not understand. And then communication fails. Let's take a real example. Imagine you say, "I would like to commence this activity." It is correct, but it sounds formal and complex. Instead, you can say, "I want to start this." Simple, clear, natural. This is how real communication works. Another important point. Many native speakers also use simple English in daily life. They don't use complicated words all the time. They keep it natural. So if you want to sound natural, follow the same approach. Let's make it very simple. Big words don't make you a good speaker. Clear ideas make you a good speaker. Simple sentences make you a good speaker. Confidence makes you a good speaker. So from today, don't force difficult words. Don't try to sound advanced all the time. Don't create pressure for yourself. Use simple English. Use clear sentences. Speak naturally. Because when you remove the habit of using complicated words unnecessarily, your English becomes smooth. Your speaking becomes faster. Your confidence becomes stronger. And your message becomes easy to understand. This is your fifth step, a very important step. Practice it daily. Keep your English simple. Keep your message clear. And you will see a powerful change in the way you speak. Chapter 6. Ignoring daily practice. Now let's move to the final mistake. The most important one. The mistake that silently destroys your progress. Ignoring daily practice. You can watch videos. You can learn grammar. You can understand rules. But if you are not practicing every day, your English will not improve. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You watch English videos daily. You understand everything. You feel motivated. You feel like you are learning. But when you try to speak, you struggle. You forget words. You feel stuck. What happened? You learned, but you did not practice. This is the problem. Now imagine the opposite. You practice every day, even for a short time. You speak, you repeat, you make mistakes, you improve slowly. What happens? Your speaking becomes easier. Your confidence grows. Your English becomes natural. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do learners ignore practice? There are many reasons. Some people feel lazy. Some people feel busy. Some people wait for the perfect time. Some people think learning is enough. But here is the truth. There is no perfect time. And learning without practice is incomplete. Think about this. Can you learn swimming by watching videos only? No. You must go into the water. You must practice. You must feel uncomfortable. Only then you improve. English is the same. You must use it. You must speak it. You must practice it daily. Let's understand the damage of ignoring practice. First, you forget what you learn. Without repetition, your brain does not store information strongly. Second, you lose confidence. Because you are not using English, you feel weak when you try to speak. Third, your progress becomes very slow. You feel like you are stuck. Now let's shift your thinking. Practice is not something extra. Practice is the main thing. Everything else supports practice. Grammar helps you, vocabulary helps you, but practice transforms you. Let's move to solutions. How do you build a daily practice habit? Step by step. Step 1. Start small. Don't try to practice for 1 hour from the beginning. That will feel difficult. Start with 10 minutes. Even 5 minutes is enough. The goal is consistency, not perfection. Step 2. Fix a time. Practice at the same time every day. Maybe in the morning. Maybe at night. When you fix a time, it becomes a habit. You don't need to think. You just do it. Step 3. Speak daily. Speaking is the most important skill. Even if you are alone, speak. Talk to yourself. Describe your day. Share your thoughts. This builds fluency. Step 4. Use simple exercises. Don't make practice complicated. Keep it easy. Read a small paragraph aloud. Repeat simple sentences. Answer basic questions. The simpler your practice, the more consistent you will be. Step 5. Repeat what you learn. Repetition is powerful. When you repeat words and sentences, they become natural in your mind. You don't need to think too much. Your brain remembers automatically. Let's go even deeper. Practice is not about doing many things. It is about doing simple things regularly. Many learners try too many methods. They feel confused. They stop. Instead, choose a few simple activities and repeat them daily. Here is a simple daily routine. Read something for 5 minutes. Speak for 5 minutes. Listen for 5 minutes. That's it. Just 15 minutes a day. But do it every day. This small routine can create big results. Another powerful idea. Don't wait to feel motivated. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Even when you don't feel like practicing, do it anyway. That is how you build a strong habit. Also remember, progress is slow in the beginning. You may not see big changes in a few days. But if you stay consistent, your improvement will surprise you. One day, you will realize that you are speaking more easily. That is the power of daily practice. Let's talk about mindset. Remove this thought. I don't have time. Everyone has time. It is about priority. Even 10 minutes is possible. Replace it with this thought. I will practice daily no matter what. This creates commitment. Another important point. Practice with purpose. Don't just repeat randomly. Focus on improvement. Notice your mistakes. Correct them. Try again. This makes your practice effective. Let's make it very simple. Consistency beats intensity. Doing a little every day is better than doing a lot once a week. Small steps create big change. Here is a powerful truth. Your English will not improve in one day, but it will definitely improve one day if you practice daily. This is the mindset you need. Also remember, practice builds confidence. The more you use English, the more comfortable you feel. And when you feel comfortable, you speak better. Confidence is not magic. It is the result of practice. So from today, don't skip practice. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't depend only on learning. Take action. Practice daily. Stay consistent. Because when you remove the habit of ignoring practice, everything changes. Your knowledge becomes skill. Your fear becomes confidence. Your English becomes natural. This is your final step, the most important step. Follow it every day. Stay consistent. Stay patient. And your English will grow stronger, clearer, and more confident with time. Chapter 6. Ignoring Daily Practice. Now we come to the final chapter, and honestly, this is the most important one. If you understand this chapter deeply and apply it, your English will definitely improve. The mistake is simple, but very powerful. Ignoring daily practice. Let's go deeper. Imagine this. You watch English videos every day. You understand the lessons. You learn new words. You feel motivated. You feel like you are improving. But then, someone asks you a simple question in English, and suddenly you freeze. You don't know what to say. Your mind goes blank. You feel nervous. What happened? You learned, but you did not practice. This is the reality for many learners. Now imagine the opposite. You practice every day, even for a short time. You speak, you repeat, you try, you make mistakes. Slowly, you improve. Then one day someone asks you something in English, and this time you respond. Maybe not perfectly, but clearly. You understand, you speak, you feel confident. That is the difference. Let's go even deeper. Why do people ignore daily practice? There are many reasons. Some people say, I don't have time. Some people say, I will start tomorrow. Some people feel shy. Some people think learning is enough. But here is the truth. Learning is not enough. Practice is what creates real change. Think about this. Can you learn driving by reading a book? Can you learn swimming by watching videos? No. You must practice. You must do it. You must feel it. English is exactly the same. It is a skill, and every skill needs practice. Let's understand the real problem. Many learners focus too much on input and ignore output. Input means listening and reading. Output means speaking and writing. Input is important, but without output, your English stays passive. It stays in your mind. It does not come out. Practice turns input into output. Practice turns knowledge into skill. Now let's talk about the damage of ignoring practice. First, you forget what you learn. Your brain needs repetition to remember. Without practice, new words and rules disappear. Second, your confidence stays low. Because you are not using English, you feel uncomfortable when you try to speak. Third, your progress becomes very slow. You feel stuck. You feel frustrated. But here is the good news. The solution is simple. You don't need hours. You don't need perfect conditions. You just need consistency. Let's move step by step. Step 1. Start very small. This is very important. Don't try to practice for 1 hour from the beginning. You will feel tired. You will lose motivation. Start with 10 minutes. Even 5 minutes is enough. The goal is to build the habit. Step 2. Fix a daily time. Choose a time that works for you. Morning, afternoon, or night. But keep it the same every day. When you fix a time, your brain accepts it as a routine. It becomes automatic. Step 3. Speak every day. Speaking is the heart of communication. Even if you are alone, speak. Talk about your day. Talk about your plans. Talk about your thoughts. Don't wait for a partner. You can practice anytime, anywhere. Step 4. Use simple practice methods. Keep it easy. For example, read a small paragraph aloud. Repeat simple sentences. Answer basic questions like, "What did I do today?" or "What will I do tomorrow?" Simple practice is powerful practice. Step 5. Repeat again and again. Repetition builds memory. When you repeat words and sentences, they become natural. You don't need to think too much. Your brain responds automatically. Let's go even deeper. Many learners make one mistake. They try too many things at the same time. They watch different videos. They use different methods. They feel confused. Then they stop. Don't do this. Keep your routine simple. Repeat it daily. Consistency is more important than variety. Here's a simple routine you can follow. 5 minutes reading, 5 minutes speaking, 5 minutes listening. That's it. Only 15 minutes. But do it every day, no excuses. This small routine can change your English completely. Now let's talk about discipline. You will not always feel motivated. Some days you will feel lazy. Some days you will feel tired. But you must still practice. Because discipline creates results, not motivation. Also remember, progress is slow in the beginning. You may not see big changes in a few days, but don't stop. Stay consistent, because improvement is happening inside you even if you don't see it immediately. Let's change your mindset. Don't say, "I don't have time." Say, "I will make time." Don't say, "I will start tomorrow." Say, "I will start today." This small change in thinking creates big action. Another important point: practice with awareness. Don't just speak without thinking. Notice your mistakes. Correct them. Try again. This makes your practice effective. Let's make it very simple. Doing a little every day is better than doing a lot once in a while. Small steps every day create big success. Here is a powerful truth. Your English will not improve overnight. But if you practice daily, it will definitely improve over time. And one day, you will look back and see how far you have come. Also remember, practice builds confidence. The more you use English, the more comfortable you feel. And when you feel comfortable, you speak better. Confidence is not magic. It is the result of daily action. So from today, don't ignore practice. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Don't depend only on learning. Take action. Practice every day. Stay consistent. Because when you remove the habit of ignoring daily practice, everything changes. Your knowledge becomes skill. Your fear becomes confidence. Your English becomes natural. This is your final step, the most powerful step. Follow it daily. Stay committed. Stay patient. And your English will grow stronger, clearer, and more confident with time.